Students, in this lecture, we are going to discuss a protein synthesis inhibitor, that is chloramphenicol. Chloramphenicol is basically a broad spectrum antibiotic that has its activity against variety or the broad range of microorganisms or the bacteria. This is basically a life-threatening, used for life-threatening infections. Why? Only for the life-threatening infection, or in the case if there is no alternative available. This is because of its serious bone marrow toxicities. Now, going to the detail of the drug, going to the detail of its mode of action. So, this is the drug that reversibly binds to the 50S ribosomal unit of the bacteria. There, it inhibits the peptide transferase reaction. Now, what is this reaction? Basically, what the drug is doing here, this is acting at this 50S portion, and thereafter binding to this, it will inhibit the formation of this peptide bond. Thus, it will inhibit this chain formation. Now, coming towards the formulations, different type of formulations of the drug is available in the market. For example, suspensions are available, oral formulations are available, IVs are available, even though it has been removed from US due to toxicity, particularly due to its toxicity to the bone marrow. Coming towards the antibacterial spectrum, as I have already discussed, that this is a broad spectrum antibiotic. It is used against the chlamydia, rickettsia, spirochetes, anaerobes, and this is the drug that is bacteriostatic. It will just arrest the growth of the bacteria, and this is dose dependent. But one point you have to remember that this drug can also be bactericidal depending upon the bacteria to which it is targeting, and it will also depend on the dose. So we can't precisely say that this is cidal or this static. It will actually depend on the bacteria. For example, when I talk about the Haemophilus influenza, Streptococcus pneumoniae, then in that case, this chloramphenicol is bactericidal. That is, it will basically kill the bacteria. When I talk about the gram-negative bacilli, for example, for Enterobacteriaceae and the Staphylococcus aureus, in that case, this chloramphenicol is bacteriostatic. That is, it will just arrest the growth of the bacteria. Now, coming towards the drug resistance. We have discussed the resistance of the bacteria against the different drugs, and the common mechanism regarding this is include the drug efflux, enzymatic inactivation, genetic mutations, or the mutations in the bacteria against the drug. So among them, the resistance mechanism which this chloramphenicol is following is enzymatic, and the decreased ability to penetrate the microorganism. Now, it has been written in the book that the resistance to chloramphenicol is due to the presence of an enzyme. Now, what is that enzyme? This enzyme is actually the acetyl transferase. The inactivating enzyme from the for the chloramphenicol in that case is the chloramphenicol acetyl transferase. This is an enzyme that will transfer the acetyl group to the chloramphenicol and will inactivate it. Now, the other mechanism of the resistance is decreased ability of the drug to penetrate the bacteria to get access to the 50S ribosomal subunit. Now, the question is, what causes the resistance to chloramphenicol? Answer is simple: decreased drug penetration, and because of the chloramphenicol acetyl transferase, that is CAT enzyme. Now, different type of formulations of the drug are available in the market. For example, we have capsules in the market. Then we have ophthalmic solutions, eye drops available in the market. We have IVs available of the drug. Then we have the suspensions available in the market. Even then, this is not a safer drug. Now, coming towards the kinetics of the drug. This is the drug that is administered mostly IV, but we have seen that other formulations are also available. For example, we have eye drops, we have suspensions, we have the capsules available in the market. Then what about the metabolism of the drug? The drug is mostly metabolized in the liver to inactive glucuronides, that is, it undergoes glucuronidation. It can also be excreted by the urine. Then what happens in the case of the patients with liver dysfunction? In these patients, what we will do, as the drug is metabolized in the liver, so in those patients, we will just reduce the dose. because the patient is already liver compromised, he has liver dysfunction, or if he's suffering from the cirrhosis, he will not be able to metabolize the drug. So because of the accumulation of the drug, there are chances of the drug toxicity. So in these patients, if there is a necessity to give this drug, in that case, we will reduce the dose of the drug. Now, it is also excreted in the breast milk, as it is excreted in the breast milk, and this is also a toxic drug. So it should be avoided in breastfeeding mothers as well. Now, coming towards the adverse effects of chloramphenicol. Chloramphenicol, the most important adverse effect, although others are also important. The first one is anemia, dose-related anemia, depending upon the dose. The patient may suffer from anemia, hemolytic anemia, aplastic anemia. So, aplastic anemia is independent of those and may occur after therapy has ceased. This is the article which was indicating that the anemia is the most common effect which is seen by the drug. Now, the second most important adverse effect of the drug is gray baby syndrome. As you can see in the picture, the skin of the baby is in gray color. So this is also the adverse effect. Now, what happens in this? Your baby may suffer from poor feeding, may have poor feeding, depressed breathing, cardiovascular collapse, cyanosis, that is grayness of the skin, blueness of the skin, or it is called the gray baby syndrome. Now, why the skin gets gray? Why there is the baby will suffer from this syndrome? Because the drug is metabolized by the liver. What happens in the case of the babies? They have their liver is not well functioning. They have poor renal function. In that case, the drug will accumulate in the body. There will be low capacity of the liver to glucuronidate the drug. There will be underdeveloped renal function, so drug will accumulate in his body. Because of this will affect this accumulated drug will affect the function of the mitochondrial or baby's mitochondrial ribosomes, thus leading towards the gray baby syndrome, or thus leading towards the poor feeding, depressed breathing, cardiovascular collapse, and cyanosis, and can ultimately result in death. So adults who have received this higher dose can also suffer from these effects. Now, drug interactions. This is the drug that inhibits the hepatic mixed function oxidases, that are MFO. So the drugs which are metabolized by these enzymes may accumulate. The drugs which are metabolized by these enzymes are the warfarin and the phenytoin. So if the patient is taking chloramphenicol with warfarin or phenytoin, that is totally not indicated. If he is taking this combination, then there are chances that there will be accumulation of these drugs, and there will be due to this accumulation, due to non-metabolism of these drugs, there will be the adverse effect reactions.